Another thing too, by the way, for those that are still watching that are curious about the Discord, because I've noticed that in the chats, some people have been offering to do moderating for me. That's very nice, but unfortunately, I can't accept volunteers for moderation, or like, I can't. I have a specific set of criteria that I employ for moderators. Usually, I'd like to know them, like who they are, and yeah, because I had an old moderator team back in 2019, and I'll tell you a little story maybe that might explain why I don't take moderators from the public. So I had an old mod team of about 5 people or so. I didn't know any of them. They just offered, and I said, yeah, sure, go for it. I had my community rules. I told them what they were, and that was all fine. They were reasonably active, but because I didn't really know any of them, it was a bit of a risk. One of them actually had a thing, because in my mod chat, for my moderator specifically, sometimes, you know, like that's like not public, right? You don't share your moderation, what's the word I'm looking for? Not logs, but correspondence. You don't really share that publicly because it's for the server, right? Like, the public doesn't need to see us discuss whether or not a certain post is a violation of the rules or something. So I like to keep it very private because it's no one's business, really. It's the inner workings of the server. But one guy on the team actually was sharing his account with someone and didn't tell me. And I think, yeah, he would message me a lot and I would respond because I was kind of didn't know any better back then. And he would ask me about the game and stuff, and I'd tell him what I was working on, even if the public didn't know about it. And I kind of made the foolish mistake of like oversharing about the game with this complete stranger, more or less. And not just one complete stranger, but 2, because he was sharing his account. So it's like, oh, well, I shouldn't have done that. So I did. So I kicked him, replaced the mod team entirely with people that I knew personally that I could trust. And that's how it's been since. Unfortunately, a lot of them have left because it's just, they're too busy. And I don't pay them because I can't afford to. So I just ask them, like, hey, I know I can't pay you, but do you want to help moderate it just to help me out? And they say yes, but they kind of, you know, they only do it in their free time, which is very fleeting. So the only person that I can really rely on to do it is me, but I'm already, like, way too busy. So, yeah, so that's why I don't accept just random moderators from the public, unless, like, I don't know, unless maybe in the future I can hire professionals or something, because I just can't put that trust and that power in the hands of someone that I don't know. You know, it's too much of a risk. Like, I'm sure you guys know of other game discords. I'm not going to name them, but I'm sure you've heard stories of other game discords where there's drama because of the moderators, you know. Those stories do exist, and I don't want my server to be subject to that. So to mitigate risk, I only select from a pool of people that I personally know. So yeah, I appreciate though that you guys want to help. I really do, but on principle, I can't accept. I can't accept those requests. Just yeah. Like I know you say that you want to help, and that's all great, but I need. It's not enough for me, you know. Like I'd like to guess, or like if everyone on the internet did what they said, and they acted as they said they would, then I wouldn't be that worried. But you can understand with the experiences I've had that I can't just trust anyone. So, but I do appreciate it though. It's very kind. But yeah, no, I have to keep I have to keep the garden safe. Because yeah, for all I know, like there's been some other very disturbing stories that have happened on other discords with moderators that could have been avoided if they actually knew who the moderators were. So to mitigate risk, it's just like I could hold a whole hiring process about that. I could do an applications process, or I could just work on the game. So you can understand where my priorities are in that regard. Anyway.